All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We will now start the meeting. All right. First order of business. Get the stuff out here. Public announcements. Town buildings and non-emergency town services are closed to the public. Many services are available online, with some services being conducted by phone, email, and U.S. mail. Public hearings, there are none scheduled. All right, public comments, which is limited to 3 minutes of public speaking. Members of the public may email comments to the council at info@fairfieldme.com by 4 o'clock the day of the meeting, or any topic or agenda item. Items may be read aloud at this time. Is there any?
We did not receive any, no.
Okay. So next up, fourth order of business, reports from staff and committees.
Okay, so the town office and all town departments do continue to function. We are functioning a little bit differently than we have in the past. We do remain closed to the public with a tentative reopen date of May 1st. The hours at the town office, the staff in the town office has changed, whereas we're all taking turns, so that we're limiting the number of folks in the building to typically no more than 3 at a time. Folks are working from home. We are still answering phone calls, still answering emails. The code enforcement officer was in today doing inspections and building permits. So we are still functioning. It's just a little bit different than what folks are used to. And we are continuing to provide the best possible service that we can under the circumstances. However, we do ask if folks call and they don't reach a person to make sure that you're leaving a voicemail message in a way for us to return a call. We've had a lot of folks who've tried to get through and they're not leaving messages. And so to cut down on the frustration, just know if you leave a message, we will get back to you. And then the other thing that I just wanted to let you know about was that our streetlight project conversion is complete, except for the large streetlights that are out here on Lawrence Ave and the bridge crossing over into Benton. Those lights were special order and those should be coming in soon, hopefully. But the rest of all the streetlights in town have been converted. So that's a great project.
Super.
And that is it for me. I gave you a long enough one the last time. We're just trying to maintain the status quo and keep everybody functioning and everybody safe. So, yeah. So far, so good.
Excellent. Any committee reports?
I don't believe any committees have met recently. I do know that Economic Community Development postponed their meeting until next month, and the Planning Board is talking about possibly not meeting until May either. So folks are kind of trying to do anything except for, unless it's an actual urgent piece of business. So
right. Okay, that sounds good. All right. Now we'll go to the fifth order of business, which is the consent agenda. Now, these items are considered routine and standard, and therefore will be enacted by one motion unless a council member requests that item be removed and act as a regular action item on the agenda. So item 2042 is ordered that the town council hereby waives a reading of and accepts the minutes for meeting 3G 2020-06 held on March 25th, 2020, and 20-43 ordered that the town council hereby approves the treasurer's warrant.
So moved.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, now we'll have to go for a vote, and I suspect that I guess the votes are going to have to be yay or yes or no. I think probably is better since we're not we're not all Scottish, so probably yes or no. We'll start with Peter.
Christine will need to do the roll call vote at this time.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, so John Pachotti, favor?
Yes, yes,
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler? I didn't hear you, Courtney.
Yes.
Thumbs up or thumbs, okay, thank you. Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau,
Yes.
thank you.
okay. So now the sixth order of business is to take action on the following items of business. All right, listed down. Oops, somebody's phone's going off. Item 2044. Ordered that the Fairfield Town Council hereby waives a reading and accepts the minutes of 2020-07 held on April 2nd, 2020.
So move.
Second.
I didn't catch the second.
Second.
Taylor, thank you.
Okay, call for a vote.
Okay, sorry, just trying to capture this. John Pachotti,
Yes,
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Abstained.
thank you. Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau,
Yes.
thank you.
okay, carries. All right. Item 20-45. Ordered that the town council hereby considers and awards bids for the West and Savage Streets repairs. Projects facilitated by Dirigo Engineering.
So move.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Yes. No.
I have lots of discussion.
Okay,
And looking at the, go first, Michelle.
Well, that's what I was just gonna ask, if the counselors would like me to go first. Yes, okay. So you received in your packet, and you also received an updated email today. I hope everyone received that.
yes,
There was an email that came out today from Dirigo Engineering, which is where they did the background checks on the apparent low bidder, which is Roundy Paving. We received 3 bids, Roundy Paving for $413,336.10. Pike Industries, $423,927, and Wellman Paving, $501,260. Roundy Paving, we needed to have their references checked. They're not a firm that we've used here in Fairfield. And so the Public Works Director hasn't worked with them, but he also followed up and is here for questions if anybody has any. But they have worked locally. They did work in Skowhegan, St. Albans, and in Pittsfield. There was a discrepancy in their bid, well, a question that we had with their bid, which was on the detectable warning strips.
Yep.
It was thought that they had bid the wrong product, which they did. However, they will use the correct product and have chosen to stand by their original bid price, which is approximately a $22,000 savings. Their references do check out. And we do have the funds available for this project. Almost all of it is currently in our paving savings account, which has a current balance of $217,463.47. Because remember, DOT is going to be paying approximately $203,875. So this is a cost sharing project with the state of Maine because West and Savage are state roads. So what we would be looking for would be for you to actually amend your motion to award the bid to a specific contractor in the amount of what their low bid, of what their bid was.
Steph?
And after the end, I think that's all I have for you for updates. So, but I'm sure you have questions.
Okay, Stephanie.
I would like to know where Roundy Paving is from.
Newport.
Are we
Okay.
the furthest south that they've ever gone?
No, I don't believe so, Stephanie. From what I understand, they'll actually be buying the paving mix through Pike Industries.
Oh, that's good.
Bruce, what's their time frame? I can't remember seeing a time frame at all on the project.
We hadn't got that far along with the time frame until we were ready to award and discuss that.
Right.
The engineers did contact us today, though. They thought your meeting was last night, but they contacted us today. They are eager to set up a scheduling meeting with whoever the successful bidder is, so to make sure that this gets scheduled.
Bruce, are you comfortable with Roundy Paving's references and their pricing?
Yes, I am, after talking with the engineers and reading over all the recommendations and checking of their references.
Thank you.
Very good. Yes. Yes, Peter.
So they're gonna travel all the way to Sydney to pick up paving mix, Bruce?
Yes, that's what they would do, Peter. That's where all of our mix, even if Pike was paving here, would come from.
Okay.
You know, the only other alternative is to go to Bangor to another asphalt plant up there.
All right. Is there any other questions or discussions? All right, we have a motion that needs to be amended, so the person that gave the motion would amend it.
Who was that person?
That was Peter Lawrence.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept Rounding's payment for $413,336.10 for doing paving in Fairfield.
Any
Yeah.
more discussion? Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, Christine.
The prior second was from Chandler. And I didn't catch who the second was for the amendment.
Michael,
Michael, okay.
Okay,
And I
All
just
right.
want to clarify that was to Roundy's Paving.
that is correct.
John Pachotti, how do you vote?
Yes,
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes.
Thank you, 5-0.
okay. All right, moving right on then to the next item of business, which is 20-46. Order that the town council hereby appropriates up to $41,500 from the police capital reserve account for the purchase. For the purchase and outfitting of one of the new police vehicles.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Peter,
I know we saw this information in February. I just have a question for Tom. Has he been to the dealership lately to check on this or test drive any vehicle lately?
We haven't actually been to the dealerships, but we already own a Dodge Ram, the same exact model, and Public Works, our model is a little bit different, but Public Works also operates one of the same types of vehicles. So we're very familiar with those.
When is the, if we vote on this, when it will be the possible date of purchase of this vehicle?
They're saying that it's about 6 to 8 weeks out. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a change because of the current conditions. I don't know if they're still producing or if they've already made some that they can ship to us, but
Yeah, because I know currently, as the governor's proclamation that no dealership should be selling anything. Because I know some dealerships, they get an email saying, if you sell, you lose your license.
Wow.
I have not heard of that. I know that the dealerships are closed, and my understanding is that they can still do deals. They can still sell vehicles as long as it's done a certain way. If nobody enters the store, they can do it over
Because
the email.
I went by some dealerships over the weekend and they've got phone numbers on their vehicles because of the social distancing.
Correct.
But because I know the governor has set this guideline out that we shouldn't be doing, they're not essential, the dealerships.
That's correct, but if we do order a vehicle, it would be at least 6 to 8 weeks before we could pick it up, and I'm assuming that we will be through this by that point. I'm not even sure if they will accept the order right now, but if they can accept the order, I think the sooner we get it in, the better, because we don't know what's going to happen with the market, and we don't know what's going to happen with production.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but if they're closed and just taking orders over the phone, it's no different than a restaurant that is only doing takeout, that you have to call in and get your order and stuff like that, is what I would presume that it would be. And from an essential standpoint, if we got a police department and they're down a vehicle and they need a vehicle badly because they have to get on the road to protect citizens, I'd say that's an essential order.
You're correct there. I would think that that would be an essential purchase for an administration, a town to do.
Yeah. Yes, Michelle.
And I think one of the difference might be too, is that remember, this is a price estimate and a project that we've been working on since before all of this happened. So I'm not sure what the dealership order is about them not working. I haven't seen that. But I would have to think that where it's a police department, it was an existing bid. So it's not like it was something that's happened during the state of emergency. This was something that was going on beforehand. We haven't heard that nothing would be honored. So.
Right.
In fact, with the two of the bidders, I did reach out to them and tell them that there may be an extension because this was previously on another agenda, and it was about a week and a half ago, and they both replied they're okay with it, and as soon as we're ready to go, to just let them know.
Okay.
Chief, I want to thank you for going out and getting those additional as well. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. It saved us. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Any more discussion? All right. So we have a motion and a second. So call for a vote, Christine.
All right, John Bacciati?
Yes.
Oh, actually, let's back up here.
Okay.
Sorry.
We need a motion for,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, do we need, Michelle, do we need to actually specify the purchase, which dealership, or it's up to the amount of?
I mean, you could, but we wouldn't be able to purchase either one of them if by using the other amounts, because I used the math specifically for the low bid.
Right.
And then a little bit for incidentals, but it was basically using, so it's using the bid from Darling's Auto Group of $29,124. And there's a lettering piece for $400. And then there was the install through Hussey Communications, which was slightly more than Yankee, but if you actually look at the difference in the bids, we're getting a substantial amount more for our money with the Hussey install as opposed to the Yankee install. So that's who we were using.
Who do we typically use for our current vehicles?
We've
Yankee.
used,
We currently use Yankee, excuse me.
yes, Yankee,
Yeah, Yankee. I'm sorry.
Yankee, but we have used both.
Correct.
I actually use Hussey.
Yeah. Depends on who gives us the better the price. They're both local enough, and they're familiar with our vehicles and they're familiar with what we need to do. It usually depends on who has the most amount of time to do the work to give us the better price.
Correct.
The
And on,
first
and on
motion-
the,
I'm sorry. The first motion was by Taylor, seconded by Thibodeau, if you have an amendment coming.
Hmm,
I don't think so. Tom?
yes. No, I just wanted to say that the Hussey Communications bid that they put in has a lot more lighting on the vehicle, and that's something that concerns me. I wanted to make sure that it was well enough lit. This is the first time we purchased a pickup truck, and we just want to make sure that everything is done correctly. And I was just nervous that if we went with the other bid, we would wind up having to purchase some extra items later on that wouldn't be in or would have to come directly out of our budget.
okay. Eh,
Any more discussion? Okay, go ahead, call for a vote, Christine.
I need a motion to amend in the
They're
original
not amending.
Taylor, they're not
No,
award.
No, there
motion.
wasn't any, yeah, there wasn't any amendments there.
Okay,
just a call for a vote.
okay.
okay.
John Petrotti,
Yes,
Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor. Can you give me a thumbs up or
Yes.
thumbs down?
Okay, there
Sorry.
we go.
Yep, thumbs up or thumbs
Yeah.
down would work as well. Courtney
Yeah.
Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence.
No,
I'm sorry,
no,
Peter, I didn't understand. Can you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Okay, Peter Lawrence is a no. And Stephanie Thibodeau? I can't hear Stephanie.
lost her vocal.
Stephanie, can you give me a thumbs up? or a
Phew,
thumbs
that was a
down?
panicking situation. Yes.
Yes, yes for Stephanie. All right, let me capture that. Thank you,
Oh.
folks.
Okay,
Great.
that's that. All right, we'll move on to item 20-47. Ordered that the town council hereby confirms the town manager appointments of the following election clerks and ballot clerks for a term of 2 years, beginning on May 1st, 2020, and ending April 30th. All right, first on the agenda, 2022. The names will be Janet Bard, Joel Bichard, Neil Coffin, Kimberly Hawks, Kathleen Kip, Barbara Law, Norma Larson, Lynn Rowden, Patricia Shea, Robert Cizak, John Verrier, Arian Willie, Danielle Booton, Andrew Carlton, Pamela Coffin, Richard Fortier, Arlene Julia, Greg Lambert, Angela Neubauer, Deborah Plummer, Doris Pratt, Joseph Rowden, Marilyn Tozier, Zachary Golder, and Alan Hagan Jr.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote, Christine.
John Petrotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau,
Yes.
5-0, it's unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Now we move on to item 20-48. Ordered that the town council hereby considers adjusting the date of the annual town budget meeting and related town charter requirements due to COVID-19 public health emergency.
So move.
You don't actually need to take any action on this evening. This is just an item that's going to stay on your agenda until we know for sure exactly when it's going to be, because remember at your last official meeting, you actually did this. But we're going to keep this on here in case there's a change or anything needs to be adjusted at any point in time as we keep going forward. But remember, right now, you've already set your public hearing and your schedule for your public hearing being May 27th and the town meeting being June 15th at this point.
Okay. We don't need any vote on this one.
No, you do not.
So we will move on to the 7th order of business, which is council workshop and other business. All right, the first thing on the order of business is to discuss the Victor Grange property transfer request.
So at your last meeting, well, actually, it was even longer than this. This is dated March 10th. The
Yeah.
Victor Grange submitted a letter stating they would like to acquire the building next door to 142 Oakland Road in Fairfield, which is the building between the Grange and the Center Fire Station. The town acquired the Center Fire, that building from the bank after it had foreclosed. We had to pay various legal fees and back taxes. Because of the way things are right now, just arbitrarily inviting someone from the Grange to your meeting was just a little bit difficult. So we put this on here as a discussion item to see whether or not you wanted me to start having conversations with Rita Fortin, who is the master/president at the Grange. And that way we can get something a little bit better together for you and then invite them to a meeting to participate just like this and have that conversation. But I wanted to see what council's thoughts were first before we went through all of that and got them to a meeting.
Yes, Stephanie.
I think that I would like to hear them come. I am in favor of that property being fixed, the building torn down, and there is a need for parking at that location anyways. I think we should have all our ducks all lined up in a row, or maybe it's chickens, I can't remember.
That's
But anyways, we need to have them be a part of this conversation and more than what's written in the paper so that we can talk. They are asking to purchase the property for $1. And I think that needs to be discussed. So I'm in favor of them coming.
Michael.
Yeah, I would like to have them show up, but something other than our intentions are to knock it down. I'd like to have some kind of a timeline. Just intending to do it. It could be a year, 5 years, 10 years. Really doesn't give us a lot to go on.
The problem there too is that there is asbestos in that building, so it's not gonna be quite as easy as it appears to be. Yes, Stephanie.
Do we know for sure that there is asbestos in there? Because I've heard conflicting reports on it.
Bruce might know. Fire department would have more of an idea on that one. Yes,
I would
Michelle.
say,
Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
I would say due to the age, it's a strong possibility, but there is no definite that it is there.
Michelle.
The other piece that we're thinking is that there's also lead paint that needs to be mitigated.
Yeah.
I believe, I was told a while back that the Grange had somebody go in and do an assessment, and it was supposed to be someone who was certified in asbestos assessments. But I have not received anything for any specific information. That was one of the things that the town needed to do before we could tear it down, was the official assessment of how we needed to mitigate any asbestos or lead paint and the abatement process for that. And then the building could be torn down. So, but you certainly can make all of that part of your conversation. And you can, remember, we can always be very creative with deeds, and sometimes I've seen there's clawback procedures where if things weren't done in a certain time frame and that sort of stuff. So there are some pieces with that, though, that is going to need to be done. There is a septic system that is split between two property lines, which is between the fire station and the actual house.
Yep.
So there'll have to be some adjustments made if you're actually going to sell the property, to make sure that the appropriate land and setbacks are there. So.
Yes, Stephanie.
Would it be possible to ask the representatives from the Grange to come with a time frame and also any efforts that they've made into investigating the property for their purposes?
You can easily do that. We
Sure.
put them on your next agenda for a workshop item. And I'll just, and having this conversation helps me be able to relate to them what it is that the council will be looking for. So, good.
Yeah, I know that at one point we had looked at that building to be used for a fire education with the fire department and stuff like that. And I know that the fire chief had looked at it and, and things like that. That's where I think we got the asbestos aspect of it.
We did a few things in there, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we actually did any of that. If you remember correctly, I had tried a while back to get us a brownfields grant to see whether or not we could use those funds through the EDA, sort of get that taken care of, and we were not successful in getting that. They did not think a parking lot was sufficient economic development, so we weren't able to get those funds. But yeah.
Yes, Peter.
I think it's benefit for the people at the Grange to come to the meeting and tell us what they think of. Also, too, a parking space for that location would be benefit the Grange. The future, maybe if we open that fire department and any activities in that area. It's not any difference than the 201. The 201 next to the Spencer's gets the town's holding for a future parking lot. They're trying to just get ample parking around the Grange so no one will get hit.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any more discussion? Yes, Courtney.
So my only concern that I would like them to address is, especially where we think that there's asbestos in the building, I would like them to explain to us, along with their timeline, how they feel they're going to be able to fundraise for this, because that's my concern, since it is so pricey to get rid of asbestos.
Yeah, well, and again, like Michelle said, they have come back and said, oh, there isn't. So, I think we have the Grange people and possibly the fire chief too wouldn't be a bad idea, because I know he's been through that quite extensively.
So I will make sure that they receive an invitation for your next meeting. Let them know how to participate through Zoom and all of those various different
Yeah,
pieces.
that's right. We're going to be
And
on
we'll get them on the agenda.
this. Okay,
Perfect.
sounds
Thank you.
good. All right. Next, discuss MMA's Workers' Compensation Safety Incentive Program resolution.
So this is a new program offered by Maine Municipal Association. It takes the place of their leader program, which we currently participate in, and provides us with a discount on our workers' comp insurance rates. And so we currently receive a 10% discount because of the leader program. This will take the place of that. However, what it does require is for the council to vote to sign the resolution that I had sent to you in your packet. in order for us to start participating in that program. It's not much different than what we already do. There's a couple of additional policies that we will need to create. Quite frankly, it's things that we already do and practices that we already have. We just don't actually physically have the policy that spells it out the way they're looking it for. But the safety committee has been through this, and I think that this is a good piece for us. So I just want to give you an opportunity to discuss it before we put it on as an action item for you at your
Yep.
next meeting.
Yes, Stephanie.
Well, I have some questions. And the first question is, who is on the safety committee?
So that's mostly our department heads. So we have representation from every single department. So that's the safety committee is in staff in-house. So that would be the police chief, the fire chief, the public works director, the town treasurer. I think the assessor is also on there, and is Lou from the librarian on there? No, the librarian is not on there.
Casey Dugas is.
And Casey Dugas from the police. Yeah.
And isn't Amanda also on it?
Yes, and Amanda. Yeah.
So this leads to my next question. With all the departments that are involved in the committee, are there separate goals for the departments, or are you working under a blanket of the same goals for the town?
They're different policies dependent on the department, Stephanie, but we're all going towards the same goal of having all these policies in our individual departments in place.
Okay,
Correct. There is some similarities between the fire department and the police department, but it's quite different between us and public works. So there are some, like he said, there are some different policies, but for the most part, we already have them in place.
Okay, yeah.
so you're really
Makes sense.
looking at the objectives to reach the goals that make it all different, is that right?
I think that we pretty much already meet the objectives. It's just a matter of coming up with a couple of new policies and getting this resolution signed by the council.
All right, so there's tiered incentives mentioned with the MMA program. And I didn't know if we as a town had incentives for our employees as well.
No, everybody's expected to equally be safe.
Right.
There are no tiers. So the tiered system through Maine Municipal Association has to do with what your municipality actually does and has in place. How many policies you have. I mean, it could be simple as the fact of, do you or don't you have a safety committee? You can drill down into this information that I sent you on MMA's website, and it gives you more details as to what the tiers are at. So where we have, the town has the SHAPE award through the Department of Labor. We were at what would be considered a tier 3 for the leadership award, the leader program having a 10% discount. So the way that it works is we have safety policies that are, some are the same. Nobody is supposed to ride in the back of a pickup truck standing up, but also safety policies are different and tailor-made to each individual department. And by having the whole group work on it, the safety committee, one of the things they actually do is they review issues that we've had, safety problems that we've had. Like one of the topics the safety committee had was what happens if there was a major incident at the town office and someone came in that was armed? What would happen with the staff? How would you get out? What if exits were blocked?
Right.
You know, and they do these collectively, and it works really well because you have all different assets in the community that are able to work on this. What one department may see, another one may not. So it works out great. So we really think because the leadership program is going away and going over to this program, it's not going to be much different than what we already do. It's not going to put any more undue hardships on us for anything. It's just the fact that it's a different program and it'll allow us to continue with the 10% discount that we currently have.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or ideas or The one, all right.
So we'll
We'll move
put this on as a action item for your
Put it
next
on as an
meeting.
action item, yes.
Consent agenda or just a regular action item? Consent agenda?
I would say consent agenda. I mean, it's
Okay.
not rocket science.
Thank you.
We need to, we've got the good plans and stuff like that. We need to participate in these programs and get our discounts as much as we can. Okay, and moving on to number 3, which would be any other council business. Starting with Stephanie.
I would like to remind our citizens that we have Cattail Trail down at the Pal Fields across from the track field. And in these times, it's always nice to get a good weather day and go out for a walk. So remember this Cattail Trail for people to walk on.
Yep, okay. Peter?
Yes, I just want to make an announcement. There's 3 ladies in town that have been delivering meals to seniors. It's the Senior Meals Program. 2 area businesses, Caring Hands Home Care and Daytime Respite, and Shelley's Used Cars, in conjunction with the senior program at the Grange. They're delivering meals the last 3 weeks. And this week, the first week was like 15, second week was 25, and this week's is going to be over 30 to 35 meals to the seniors. If any area person or neighbors think that a senior is in need, please contact Barbara Bailey at 453-9476 or Shelley Winnicki at 314-6898 or Caroline at Caring Hands 742-0002. Also, my daughter Michaela has been involved in this. Also, too, they've been making masks. I have a mask here. I don't know if everyone can see it or not.
Yeah.
They have made, in the last 3 weeks, 100 masks and delivering these masks to the seniors and anyone who wants them. When they deliver these meals, they have the senior's name, address, and phone number. They give the senior a call to tell them they're there. And if they want their meals put up on the doorstep, or if they do want them to come in, these 3 ladies will be in the protective mask and gloves and talk to the seniors. Also, too, a request came from Bob Bailey for the seniors that if they looking for puzzles, books, crosswords books, and search and find books to help the time go by. These seniors are afraid to go out, and they like just be well known, saying that they are wanted around the town. So if everyone wants to donate or help out, just give us a call. So.
Okay, Michael? You're muted, Mike.
I'll be ticket.
There you go.
There you go.
I'd just like to thank everybody at the town for all the hard work they're doing and keeping everything running. It's much appreciated, and it's extraordinary circumstances these are all being done under, and good job to everyone. Thank you.
Yep, Courtney.
So, in addition to what Peter brought up, I actually know of a couple of different Maine specific community Facebook groups where it's just people getting together saying things that they need, things that they have extra of. Sometime last week, I met someone on there and we delivered trays of eggs to people because a restaurant donated them. So if Christine is okay with it, I think that we should probably advertise those groups either on our Facebook page or on our website, because it's a really good resource, great when people need it.
Send me what they are, Courtney, and we'll make sure we can get that out.
Thank you.
Yep. Peter,
Also, too, I forgot to mention too, these ladies have like toiletry items, paper towels and toilet paper in their vehicles, and they're asking the seniors if they need anything. So this funding is coming out of personal pockets. We did get some donation for turkey from a turkey farm to make turkey pies, things like that. So they're just doing it for grateful right now, this hard time, and just after the seniors, that's it.
okay. Anybody else? The only thing I had to say was, I had mentioned it earlier, and I'll ask the question to Michelle is that I guess the other towns in some instances are having trouble collecting their taxes, their real estate taxes. I got the impression we were doing all right in it.
We seem to be doing fine right now. I haven't looked recently at property taxes because of course your fourth installment isn't due yet until
Right.
next month. But I can tell you that there was a stack of mail at least 6-7 inches high today that included individual sewer payments for the sewer bills that went out from
Okay,
your last
excellent.
meeting when you did the commitment. So folks
Yeah.
are paying. We have mentioned to a lot of people that if you don't want to spend extra money on a stamp to mail us a payment, you can actually drop your payment as long as it's in an envelope. We don't recommend that you drop cash and that it's clear what you're paying. And you can use the drop box at the library. They have a drop box for book
Yes, they
returns.
do. Yep.
So we've been having some folks use that drop box, and when the librarian goes in to check on things daily, we're getting those pieces so we can get them posted. But again, you can call us, we can take a check by phone, credit card, you can pay online, so you can go through our website if we're not in the office. But so far, things seem to be going just as fine.
Good, because that's what I had mentioned, and I think that was some of the concerns of the other towns with the school budget, paying the school is that
Right. So we were able to
being
pay
able to
this.
collect their property taxes.
We were able to pay the school. And again, like we talk about every year during budget season, the importance of having an undesignated fund balance that is healthy.
Yeah.
And our undesignated fund balance is healthy, and we have the ability to continue to pay the school, to make payroll, to pay our bills. We do have the 3 months worth that we do need to have in case something would happen. We actually have more than 3 months worth. So we're doing okay right now. But we do ask folks to remember that, again, the council doesn't have the authority to stop the interest. So folks are reminded to try to make their payments on time. We have a lot of people who are contacting us to register vehicles, even though they don't have to right now.
Right, that's good.
And doing a lot of those different kinds of things. So we are still working every day. So
Excellent. All right. The next regular meeting of the Fairfield Town Council will be on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. And I presume we will be on Zoom again.
at this time, yes.
The way things are going right now and at this point in time. Let's see, anybody want to sign anything?
We do have just so you're aware, we do have
Yeah.
a collection of documents here that we are keeping for signatures. So like tonight, when you approved the warrant, you will eventually need to sign that document.
Right. Right.
So we are doing that. And we're keeping track of all of those things here for you.
Well, I mean, can we show up at any point and just sign them?
So I wouldn't recommend that you do it at any point because actually Amanda is holding on to those, and I know Christine will also have some. So if we know that you're coming, we'll make sure that each staff member has put them aside for you so that you can get them signed. Or we know
Well,
exactly.
and when I said any point, that's what I meant was if we
Yeah.
contacted
Yep.
you or something and said, hey, I'm in town and I can run over and sign those documents for 5 minutes and
Right.
that type of thing.
We'll hand you a clipboard right out in the parking lot with a pen. It's not a problem.
Okay. So if anybody wants to do that, why, feel more than welcome. All right, so we'll skip the recess. We'll skip the executive session since there is none. And then I will look for a
Motion to adjourn?
That's what I'm looking
Second.
for. We are adjourned.
I didn't catch,